Hello, everybody. We got Papa Drew. Oh, that's right. Papa Drew with the money today. We're going to be talking to him. And meant to be RVing. They were first, and they said, you know what they said? Can't wait to see Papa Drew. That's right. That's right. Hello, Linda Oki. Hello, Melnetti. Hey, Gina. Let's see. Who else we got here? We got a lot of people here today already. Got Ardes. Sedations. You know, Ardes, I have to say, I like that you did that. I think I like that name out of all the ones you did. Ardes Nations the most. Hello, Angela. Hey, that's fine. You can't stay. And Britton Farm Homestead. Hello. I think you guys are new here. Hello, Texas family. Hello, artist. Hello, Rally. So, Papa Drew, I'm finally glad to see you in here.
What's up, brother man? Hey, I brought the bling.
You did bring the bring. You did bring the bring.
Mr. T ain't got nothing on me, sucker.
That's right. That's right. So you got to look the part. See, because Drew here, you really took off. I mean, you got to 1,000, but then you were kind of in the right place at the right time when you had that stream of the protest going on.
Right. I was over the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
50 feet up. And it came right underneath me. And, you know, it like I've always said, whatever camera you have in your hand at the time is the camera that's going to work right for you. And I have a cell phone and a tripod, and those were the cameras that I used. And that's twice now that I've used a cell phone and got tremendous results. The other video has over 755,000 views.
Wow.
On the DePray's channel of me doing the interview with the pop-up trailer thing. And that shot with a cell phone, spur of the moment. Let's do an interview. Let's do that. And then YouTube gods were smiling on me as the protest decided to march right under the condo.
Right.
I grabbed the cell phone as quick as I could and started shooting video and commentary.
Yeah, and it's knowing those moments too. Like doing this long enough to know, oh, that's a moment that who knows, it'll do something. We might do a little bit, but it'll at least do something. And knowing and being able to take advantage of those moments.
Yeah, I had no idea. The first time when I shot, it was we had like, I don't know, 1,000 people in the stream.
That was crazy.
If you've ever done a live stream before and now you have 1,000 people in the stream, I had no moderators. It was nuts. And then the second protest came through and I grabbed again, and I had over 1,900 people in the stream, and the family members here in our RV community were starting to come on and get in the stream. And they were just, blue wrenches were flying, man.
Right.
I was taking blue wrenches and people were tipping me, and it was great. I was able to donate 20%, 25% of that over to Wayward Wags behind the scenes. Didn't do a video, just donated it. I donated that, and then the rest of that, I went out and bought that Blackstone grill for transparency, so we could put more money back into the channel, so I could do my attempting to cook with Papa Drew and bring you guys even more smiles and laughs. And hey, how did he make a bacon pineapple?
Right,
coming. I'm telling you. We're putting the pork in your pineapple.
Yeah, man. That'll be really interesting to see the pork in the pineapple.
That didn't come out right. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know, Papa Drew, I expect nothing less than you than porking the pineapple.
Pork in the pineapple. We'll give it that great flavor that you need.
That's right. That's right. So when you began on YouTube, like, what was your inspiration for deciding, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and try it and make a channel and see what happens?
So I have one of the oldest YouTube channels probably in the group here from all of us. If you go back, and I'm on Social Blade, so if you go over to Social Blade, I think it's like 12 years old or something. It's a pretty old YouTube channel. It started as a bachelor party, believe it or not. I filmed my buddy and my other brother driving exotic cars. Nothing risque. So if you're going over there looking for table dances and stuff, you're not going to find it. It's all about driving sports cars and all that stuff. But that's one of the original. That is the original film that I shot with a cell phone at a speed track in Vegas. And we shot a lot of footage there. It was hard to share it out. Like, how do you share, 2 hours or whatever worth of footage and then edit it and all that? So I edited it and I stuck it up on YouTube and said, you know what? If you want to watch your bachelor party driving cars, go to this YouTube channel and check it out. And the name has changed over the years on the channel. I think I've done it twice. And then I just started adding stuff for my kids and their kids, and then our family back in Ohio and actually in Italy. My family in Italy watches it, and they comment and whatever. But it's the best way to share stuff out. And then I never dreamed I would get over 2,000 people. That's crazy.
Right?
Wow, really? That's nuts.
Well, so basically, everybody that's in here, if you're complaining about how long it takes to get monetized, it took Drew 12 years to get monetized.
Because I never did anything with it. I just put a couple videos here and there, And then the person that really pushed me was Ross and Heather the Dupreys. Because Ross and I talk almost every day, or we used to, and he really just started pushing me. Drew, freaking start making videos, videotape stuff. Come on, get it up and going. And I'm like, dude, I don't know if I want to do that. And it's a lot of work and everything. He's like, dude, seriously, start doing it. So I started doing it, and it's taken off. People, I can't believe it, want to see me, but probably stuff I do.
I think that's everybody. Everybody's like, I can't believe that somebody wants to, is interested in what I have to say.
I don't know if they're interested in what I have to say, or they can't wait and to see what I say next.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's kind of like watching that train going down the track and crashing into something. You want to look away, but you just can't. And that's kind of how Papa Drew is. You just don't know what's going to come out of my mouth at any given time, and probably make you spit water across the room. Yeah,
that's what I like best about your channel. Like when you were having, hopefully you're going to be doing some more in the future, but when you were having the make each other laugh thing, that's some of the best time. And you even had Traveling Robert on there, which was really cool to see.
Yeah, he's such a great guy. Robert is the same and actually funnier off camera than he is on camera. And when I got him on the show, he wasn't really expecting to do try and make yourself laugh kind of thing. I thought he thought maybe it was more like an interview kind of style. And then when the WAG showed up, he was like, I don't know what to do. It was kind of funny. So we just turned it into a drinking game. So we were trying to get Robert drunk on the air.
That sounds like a Papa Drew right there for sure. So crazy too. What's the best videos to make? Well, we were kind of talking about that before. What's the best videos that you've made so far?
Well, I kind of, if you want to be successful in YouTube, there's really a formula that I have found to really help you out. First of all, you have to be passionate about what you're filming, or else you're just not going to want to do it, right? So think of something that you really like and you want to film it, and then step back for a second and look at it through the lens of the audience. So not from what your perspective is as a filmmaker, but what does the audience want to see, and how can I make it interesting for the audience to want to watch? Because really, YouTube is about retention. The audience needs to stick around and finish your video, right? That's retention. Mm-hmm. That's how you get shared and you do all that stuff. But if you don't make it entertaining for somebody else to watch, it's just, you're just documenting yourself, and you might think it's cool, but nobody else is going to want to watch it. So when you're shooting a YouTube video, step outside the box. Look through the lens as you're looking at a TV set and say, you know what? Would the audience like that? Is that something interesting? And then when you're filming it, film it from a different aspect of how can I film this and present it to the audience to make them want to watch it? It's all about the audience. Everything you do on YouTube, if you think about it, they're little infomercials that you're shooting. It's for the audience. And if you start thinking that way, your channel's going to take off. I guarantee it.
Yep. I agree. Like if you're sitting there and you're editing your video and you hate editing it because you don't want to watch yourself, why would anybody else want to watch you?
Right. If you fall asleep while you're editing, that's probably a bad sign. Mm-hmm. Unless you're making one of those sleep videos.
Right.
Okay, right? So if you're having somebody with insomnia and you send them that video that sucks really bad, good on you because you're helping somebody. Just don't send it to me.
When we were talking before, and you were saying about putting the money back into your channel, and I think a lot of people make the mistake of once they start getting any funds from their channel, is they don't reinvest it back into the channel.
Yeah. So I've been a business owner. I've run my own company and been successful for a long time. You have to give back to yourself in order for yourself to go forward, right? You have to reinvest. I took some of the funds and I donated to the vets because I really believe in that cause. And then I'm transparent, and I took the rest of that money and I bought a black stone griddle. Now, it helps us out in a couple ways, right? One, I get to feed my family. Right? Papa Drew's RV. I'm a papa. I got kids and a wife and a dog, and I get to feed them. And two, I can make some really good content that the audience wants to watch and see how I can make pork in your pineapple look good and not only taste good. That might help somebody want to put pork in a pineapple someday.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's a hard thing to start going through and figuring out that because it's so easy to say, well, I'll just take that money and not reinvest it in the channel or whatever. And if you want to keep growing, you have to get better equipment, and then you have to look at different ways to advertise your channel. So, you have to put money into that. And it's that old saying, it takes money to make money. Well, this is where that comes from.
Right. But again, and I just want to reiterate to everybody that's out there, there could be people that just don't have a lot of money right now. Eventually maybe this will take off. You might make 30, 40 bucks in like 2 years. But right now you might not have a lot of money. And again, this is probably the best tool because everybody has one to film. And if you notice on the back of my phone, and you can take a screenshot of it if you want, but that is, I go by that. The story is the king and everything feeds the king. You have a beginning, a middle, and the end. Please have a beginning, the middle, and the end. It makes your story more enjoyable for everybody watching it. And this is how I vlog. So every time I go to set up, I read the back of this, it inspires me, and I go ahead and make my videos.
And that's the important key. So even Drew, who probably has that memorized by now, that whole note on the back of this thing, still reads it so that he can make sure that he's following the process, because process is a big part of this. That's with uploading consistently and all that stuff. It's the process that will make the difference in what you do.
You got your Nightbot working, man. Look at that. That You know that Nightbot, he hit on me one time. You should change him to Chasing People Bot, because he sent me flowers and cocktails.
Yeah, well, I want to know how you change the name on a bot. I don't know how to do that yet.
I don't know, but that dude's like, if you give him like power, he overuses it.
Yeah. And by the way, the 8-ball is working. So if you guys want to ask a question and do exclamation point 8-ball after the number 8 and ball, all in one thing, it will answer you. And I'm trying to add different answers to it. So I'm going to change the answers that it gives. Which one? That's what I want to know. Oh, the Drew's? Okay. Well, let me fix it. Anyway, I'll fix it while we're talking.
I'm broken. Yeah. The inside of your van, Bob.
The inside of my van?
Of your van, but I never see like the inside of the van.
There is the van. My bed's not made yet, but there's the van.
That's cool, man. See, and I'm sure the viewers, they want to see the inside of the van, man.
Yep. And there's Beyond BD3 asked if you will get cake today, and the 8-ball says it is so, Drew.
Maybe. I know I'll get an ice cream sandwich after this.
Right. See, 8-ball is correct. When you when you started seeing all those people coming into the stream that day, I mean, you kind of knew it was going to blow up a little bit, but were you surprised at how much it did?
Yeah, I was like, the brown came out. I mean, honestly, I was like, holy crap. And then I just had to turn on the Drunus and the Drunus flying. And, I was, and then my buddy came up that I had never worked before with, my neighbor. He was on the stream and we were playing off of each other really well. And it just kept feeding the beast, man. And then interacting with the audience, it was just, I love to interact with everybody. I'm a real shy person. Not really.
Well, at least on camera, you're not.
And I love talking with everybody and working with people and coming on their channels and doing interviews. To me, I just dig this. And it's a good way to kill an hour.
Yeah, it really is. And this is the other reason I like doing the interviews. Like Scott here, he's like listening while working on the water heater. Yeah, you don't have to be in the chat to.
Ooh, I wonder if Scott's playing with his anode.
He might be.
Scott, are you playing with your anode? We want to know. Or is your anode dirty?
It might be dirty.
For all you who don't know, an anode is that thing you stick in the hole to get all the crud.
And
you never know what comes out of the mouth.
Right.
Hey, Laura. How you doing?
It grabs all it's like charged one way opposite of what the water gets charged when you heat it, which is kind of weird that it does that.
Yeah. I changed my name of my channel about the 500 sub mark. It was Papa Drew's Family RV channel. And I had a review from another big like company that you would pay thousands of dollars to have a review. And they really tore me a new one on my channel. And I learned a lot. And I changed the name to a little bit smaller, Papa Drew's RV. And boom, there we go. Easy to remember, easy to share out, easy to say.
Okay, there we go. I fixed them. Nightbot should be fixed with Papa's Drew on the next time it drops it. So, well, you can also type in Papa Drew RV and pull it up too, but it'll be fixed the next time it rolls around.
No, it wasn't Daryl Eves. It was vidIQ. They do the free channel reviews, and I got picked by luck of the draw on a free channel review. And they reviewed my channel and totally destroyed me. And it was awesome, and I videotaped it.
Yeah. And Artist on the Road asked if you should put pork in the pineapple to the 8-ball. And the 8-ball says that's a tough one. I bet it is a tough one, depending on how much pork you want to stuff in that pineapple.
Well, usually you get a pork belly, the center, and then you have to slice it up after you hollow out the pine. There's a process.
I bet that's delicious, though, because the pork belly, if you don't know, that's where a lot of the bacon, that's where your bacon comes from, basically. So
and then you wrap the outside in a bacon weave, and then you smoke it.
Oh, man. That's making me hungry, man. I'm going to have to go to the store and buy some bacon and a pineapple now.
We got a whole bunch, man. Wait till I make some Blackstone hole in the toast.
Oh, dude, I can't wait, man, because yeah, I've had it before. Isn't that where you put like the egg in the middle? Yep. But see, I didn't learn how to cook it on the Blackstone, so I'm gonna be watching your videos because I got that Blackstone now. Because it's a little different to cook on a Blackstone than just like a regular stovetop or whatever. It's a little bit different.
It is. I recommend getting I don't know if you saw the smash burgers that I did with the big solid cast iron heavy weighted circle thing. But that's great. So when you're cooking bacon, you put that on top and the bacon doesn't curl up. It stays flat. So you have flat bacon that's crispy because you get that nice contact on all the bacon stuff. And this is attempting to cook with Papa Drew. I am not a chef at all. I'm going to probably cut my finger off at some point, and then it'll be attempting to cook with one less finger and Papa Drew.
Right. Well, you're not a chef, but you're also not a small guy. So right. I respect your opinion when it comes to good food.
Well, that's a lot of McDonald's in here.
And Raspberry Rock Off-Grid Cabin, they say butterfly a pork tenderloin and then stuff with pineapple jam.
There you see, it's the same thing. And so you can base that pineapple pork pineapple with the pineapple juice when you cut. So don't throw the juice away. Keep it from when you hollow out the inside of that pineapple, and you can baste it in your smoker.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me.
Yeah, and a little bit. So I love it. I'm going to be taking the cooking videos, and I've each Forge and Homestead. I'm going to have them make me up some of the like different tools, you know. And Linda asked if you'll cut your finger, and 8 Ball says, "Nah, mate." So
I have a chopper because I'm real paranoid about my digits. I like them. So I have a chopper thing that I went out and got. And if you saw my smash burger video, the home fries that I did, less than 5 minutes. Take a potato, you cut it in half, to put it on this thing, you smash it down, and it pushes the potatoes right through the grates, and just really cool. And then the secret to making potatoes is cold water. Take all your potatoes, soak them in the cold water, and believe it or not, it helps pull out some of that starch on the outside. And then you dry the potatoes, and then you put them on the Blackstone with a lot of oil, and it helps fry them up and get them crispy. And then you put a tin over the top of them, put some water down, and it steams them to get them cooked quicker, because potatoes take forever to cook on the griddle.
That's
just a pro tip.
That's a good pro tip, because I always had, like, anytime I try to make hash browns or whatever, I always had the same problem. So if you do that, it'll probably make it a lot better to fry them up.
Soak them in cold water for about 30 minutes, and then dry them off.
Okay.
Get them nice and dry, pat them dry, paper towel or something. And then the oil down, a lot of oil down, and put them on there, and it'll start frying them up real good. And then flipping them, right? And they'll start getting crusty and crispy, because that's how I like my food. And then just go to the store. You don't have to buy anything fancy, everybody. Just go get one of those little tins, put it on top, and wet it down inside.
Yeah. And thank you, Gina, for sharing us out, me and Drew here. Because we were talking before, just about some people who they don't want to work with people that necessarily have a little bit of subscribers or anything like that. And me and you both agree, you never know who's going to blow up. So you might want to watch how you treat people and all that kind of stuff as you're going up.
Yeah, I don't have a channel limit. So if you're a 1 or 2 subscriber channel, I don't care. As long as you're a cool cat, right? Mm-hmm. And you have a willingness to grow, I will help. You can come on the channel. We can interview. We can do whatever, and collaborate. I don't care, because the 1 or 2 sub channel could turn into a 50 million sub channel eventually down the road, right? Yep. I care about people, how they treat other people, right? So if you're a jerk, then I don't want to work with you. But if you're a cool cat and you're cool and you've got good content and you're a nice person, dude, we can work together all you want. We can have fun and do. I don't have a problem with that.
Yep. And well, those 50 million subscriber channels that are there now started out with 2 subscribers. So
we all started with something, and everybody helped everybody along the way.
Yep.
You know, everybody gets a little bit of helping hand when they start out, and I dig that, man.
Mm-hmm. And Bobby, you're Donnie's sister. That's nice to meet you. Hello. Thank you for being in here. And Mike and MJ are in here now too. Nice. Hello, guys.
I met Mike and MJ. They're so sweet. They were at the Courtside meetup.
Mm-hmm.
They were over there. So, and we're going to be doing that. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you go ahead and tell everybody about the Courtside this year.
Right. I don't know. I know that we're not going to be doing the same as last year. That I get. So as far as like Sweet Travels and probably Jones and the Travels, I can see them kind of doing their own thing. They're doing the HDT kind of heavy duty stuff. I'm not really doing that. I want to kind of do my own, and they're going to do their own. So it is what it is. I like them. I don't have any problem with it. There's no conflict between the channels. But I want to get out and I want to have like all of you guys go to Courtside. I'm not going to the RTR. I'm not really interested in doing the RTR kind of thing.
I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in hanging out with everybody.
Right. Mostly what I kind of pictured the meetup is there's really no rules. Everybody just kind of get together. we'll have a giant area where we can set up a camp, circle the wagons, and we'll sell some T-shirts and stuff. And the money for the T-shirts can go towards the firewood because firewood's real expensive in Quartzsite. And we'll just have like a potluck on one of the days where everybody just we do it on like lunchtime. Everybody comes and does a potluck. Everybody just hangs out and we have fires at night and we chat and have a good time. And during the day, everybody kind of does their own thing and we can kind of chat and hang out and just kind of do that. That's what the meetup was last year. And it was super magical and it was really, really good. And I want to keep that. I mean, it was almost like a religious experience. Walking away with everybody, just the amount of love and the joy and everybody just kind of getting together. And it was just really, truly awesome. And if you're a YouTube creator, awesome. Bring your subscribers. So everybody's welcome. Nobody's turned away. I've never turned anybody away from a campfire. So everybody bring whatever you want to bring. If you have subscribers that want to come to this meetup, have them come. If you're a YouTube channel creator, come. If you're a subscriber, come. It's all about just getting to know everybody. And at night, when the sun goes down, the fire gets lit, all the cameras get put away, and you can really have that one-on-one conversation with your favorite YouTuber or your favorite creator, or just your sub can come up and ask you questions, or you can just meet people. And that's what this meetup should be about. It's about people meeting up with people.
Well, I know Gina's going to be down there. Me and Trip and Tracy will be there. And hopefully this guy, Arizona Insider, since he's already in Arizona, hopefully he'll make it to Quartzsite and hang out with us. But that's people that were asking, I guess they were asking the other day, I think it was camping therapy, it might have been RV weekends too. The Quartzsite where we're talking about, it takes place out on BLM land. So there's no sites that you have to get or anything like that. It's just a big open area. You can come in and hang out. So if you're not set up for boondocking, if you don't have solar, that might be something you want to look at getting, just so that you have, even if it's not full solar, if it's a solar enough to where you can charge your stuff, that'd probably be good to do. Because I don't know what the temperatures are down there in January, but I know it's not too hot.
No, it's nice. I don't have any solar. So, I mean, and I have 30 gallons of water and I was sitting out there for a week. So, fire up your generator 8 o'clock in the morning. It's not, nobody's going to take away your cool card, right? If you fire up your generator, run your stuff, fire up your generator, charge up your stuff, whatever, make your coffee. It's all good. It's good in the hood, right? And then before you go to bed, fire up your generator. I mean, I don't really think, unless it's pouring rain, that we're all going to be sitting inside the RVs. I know that I pop the awning out and we throw down the I don't know what you call it, the mat and all the chairs, and we actually fight over my chairs if you haven't seen it yet. And just sit out in front of the RV, man, and have a great time. I'm going to bring a ton of pancake mix and the Blackstone and maybe cook pancakes for everybody every morning.
Right.
Water and pancakes mix. I'll do that. But yeah, you don't need the whole solar setup. You don't need a ton of solar panels. You don't need a ton of water. I'm sure that there are people out there that are willing to help because, again, this is a killer community. So if you want to just be stationary and somebody's got a Blue Boy, we can hook you up. And then there's free dump stations that you can go to, and you can dump out there in Quartzsite. Where we're going to go is probably on the Plamosa Road side of it, and it's 14-day free camping out there.
Yep.
So you don't have to pay for anything. You just pull in. Now, I'll tell you right now, just from experience, the internet sucks. AT&T, Verizon's horrible. AT&T is better. So if you're looking to do a lot of videos and stuff like that, it's going to be rough.
Here's what I heard from Donna Van Life, who was there. If you have T-Mobile towers, you get great internet. That's what she said. Everybody else had Verizon and it was too jammed, but she has T-Mobile and she was able to work out there just fine. So that's a thought. And I use Metro, which uses T-Mobile. So
Hey, Arizona Insider, that's awesome, man. I'm glad that they pushed you to make that video. That's killer.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna bring my poop hat, Melinetti. I absolutely love that. You're one of the first subscribers to send me a poop hat, so that was cool. We'll definitely we'll wear that while we cook. And it was temperate. I don't know if they're going to have the big tent. Like, I have a feeling, just somebody can ask the Magic 8 Ball, but I have a feeling Tampa's going to get canceled.
Yeah.
Just with everything that's going on, I just have a feeling that Tampa's going to get shut down. They've already shut down the summer show there in Tampa, Florida, the RV show, and I have a feeling the winter show is going to get shut down. But BLM court, that's going to stay open.
Yep, it's been open. BLM land's been open this whole time. Just like different services or whatever out there hasn't been. And Rants with Rogers. This is what you need to get into next time. Next time he does it, he has rant wars, and so you get on there and just complain about stuff that you are annoyed by, basically. And Beyond Beauty 3, she asked the 8 Ball if Tampa's going to be canceled, and 8 Ball says leaning towards no, but that doesn't mean no. It just says leaning towards it.
Yeah.
So even 8 Ball's not sure.
I have a feeling the tent's going to be closed at Quartzsite, but you know what? The tent was.
Yep.
It's not really about the tent. It's about camping in the desert and hanging out with all the cool people and getting to know people and making connections. Yep. That's what the magic is on Quartzsite.
And that's where I think Bob, who started the RTR, he went wrong. He started making it more about himself and his organization, and he didn't realize it wasn't never about him. It was about everybody going there and hanging out.
And that's what I want this to be. So we got to come up with a name for this. And then the other thing I want to do is I want to come up with like a T-shirt. So I want to get what I kind of have in my mind is I want to put the channel names, if we can, depending on how bad, like on the back of a T-shirt. And then on the front, I want to have like a Q21, Quartzsite 21, and then Quartzsite 22, Quartzsite 23. And that way we can have T-shirts and sell them, because the firewood is, I'm telling you, it's real expensive out there, and it's not fair for one person to buy all the firewood. So if we at least do that and then sell the T-shirts and then we get the firewood, we can all wear T-shirts to the meetup, right?
Yep.
Which would be cool. I just thought that would be neat. And then you get your channel name on the back of it for sure. I don't think we should charge anybody to put a channel name on the back of a T-shirt. That's not the point. The point is just to make firewood. So if you want to put your channel name and you're going to be there, we'll just use it on an honor system. You're going to be there. Give me the channel name, and then we'll start making up some designs and stuff for the back of the T-shirt and doing that. And then we'll go from there, just to try and help us out. But
somebody said Guido is what you could name it. I was thinking you could call it Papa Drew's Family Reunion.
We could. That would be cool. But I just don't want it to be all about me.
No, I understand that. I understand that. Or we could call it the Family Reunion or whatever.
There we go. I like the Family Reunion and leave Papa Drew, because it's not about me. It's not about an ego. It's about all of us getting together as a collective and going out to Quartzsite and then and just meeting up and hanging out with everybody. So it's like the family reunion, right? RV family reunion, or the something like that. That I'll get behind that, but I'll help like organize it and get it together and get it going. Right. People are going to have to go out a little bit earlier and get the GPS coordinates, because we had a hell of a time last year of out the coordinates to everybody to find the thing. Box Van D wanted to show up. She got a little confused, but I like the family reunion thing. I'm digging that. Yeah,
I can be out there earlier too and try to help with the GPS. But Roy and Becky, I think we're going on Quartzsite too. Yeah, you go there every year. That's why you're laughing.
Roy and Becky, they're looking for Sasquatch. And I bet Becky's out there beating Roy, saying, look over here. You didn't look over at this bush. I love them to death. They're what a great couple. And they're good on here together.
Yeah, they are. Artist likes the family reunion. RV weekends, are you talking about the number on the front? Because he was going to make the number like Q Quartzsite or whatever, and then the year. So it'd be 21, 22, that kind of thing.
Right. And then we can make them like, for this year, we'll do red T-shirts. For next year, we could do like a different color T-shirt and then a different color T-shirt. And eventually you're going to have a drawer full of freaking Quartzsite T-shirts with all the different names of the RVers that are there and that aren't there. And it's just a cool way of just getting everybody out there and having fun.
Yeah. Melnetti, there we go. Quartzsite family reunion.
There you go. That'll work.
Yeah.
It's about everybody, man. That's why we do this.
Yep. Yeah, that's why. If you've had your YouTube channel for a while now and you don't realize that it isn't all about you yet, well, one day you will, and then you'll start getting successful. As soon as you realize that it's not just about you, and it's about the people that view you and the people that support you, the better you'll start to grow. And consider a West Coast, Midwest, and East Coast meetup. Well, we're having an East Coast meetup in October at the Mayberry campground in Mount Airy, North Carolina. So we already are doing that. Now the Midwest one, somebody else would have to set up.
Well, that would be KT, right? Slow Momentum. Isn't he down kind of Texas area, Louisiana, kind of in that neighborhood down there, Midwest?
Yeah, and he's doing it in April. So, and he's down in the northern Louisiana, I believe. And we came up with the hashtag, yes, which is traveling family 365. But I just like having that be its own thing, like the family reunion or whatever. And like you're saying, the subscribers, and that's what makes the BLM land a little different than from campground, is there's not really a limit to how many people can come out there.
Well, there is. You're only supposed to have 100, but you know what? This isn't an official sanctioned meetup, okay?
Nope.
So
here's our GPS coordinates. If you show up,
people that just decide to camp next to each other, there's 300 people that camp next to each other. I'm not going to stop it. This is where I'm going to be.
Yep. If you want to come, cool.
If you want to come hang out and meet up and just share love and get free pancakes, come on down.
And free pancakes, let me tell you, there's going to be enough Blackstone grills that we'll be able to have a pancake feed going for sure.
Now, like last year, we did a whole solar presentation. It was really cool on my rig. We could do stuff like that if you wanted to. I mean, we can do a whole bunch. There's nothing set in stone of what we can't do. So it's like we could take polls and see if people are interested in like YouTube classes or in marketing classes or in this kind of, we could do that during the day. And if you want to show up, cool. If you don't, cool. Nobody's charging anything. All this stuff is like free. There's if somebody's charging you a fee to do anything other than buy the t-shirt, I need to know about it because we're doing that.
Yep. And Roy and Becky said there are many family reunions going on at that time there too. And that's another good reason why just call it family reunion. They could buy those shirts and remember their time from being there too.
I mean, we're getting down to the wire here. We need to start doing something. I need somebody to help me design like the Q21 logo, maybe like a back logo or something. I don't know.
Right.
I can ask cool because I can't do that.
I can ask my brother-in-law. He's the one that designed my shirts, and he's the one that designed our shirts for me and Tracy's road trip. So I'll see if he can come up with something and send it to you for that, and see if you guys like it.
I love the blueberry. Bring the blueberries and blackberries.
Yeah,
we used to eat those when I lived in Massachusetts as a kid. We used to go out and pick those off the bushes, man, and eat them. It was so good.
Yep, and that's there's a bunch of blackberries that grow around here. So I don't run out of blackberries around here. But even if you can't leave the farm, this is kind of what I've been trying to talk to you guys that are homesteaders that come in here. All of us that are traveling around that are YouTubers, if you're willing to open your spot, there's a real easy way to collaborate with some other channel that doesn't share viewers with you, where you could cross-pollinate each other's channels. And so if you're a homestead and you're willing to have an RV come and hang out, maybe help you out, film your stuff too, that's another way for you guys to collaborate. And for people that can't get away, like you can't get away from the farm, that's something to think about. I've already had some people be like, yeah, hey, come, if you're in this area, come out.
Right. I want to be cross-pollinated, but I need a drink first.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Flowers.
Shanna says a Blackstone grill and pancakes. Could that be on a t-shirt? We could put a little picture of a Blackstone and some pancakes on there.
Some bacon and eggs, man, and
But
some dueling.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. We've all done enough for Blackstone. If they want to be on our shirt, they better pay for our shirts. Then
Sponsorship would be great.
yeah.
I lived out in East Long Meadow, out there in Massachusetts, right by Springfield.
Mm-hmm.
Artist on the road.
And now you're over in California. So how did you end up over there?
Well, my parents, I was young, and it was really neat. My parents, they put this stuff on the table called food. So when they decided to move from Massachusetts to California, I went with them because the food went with them. And you can see, I love to eat. So I followed the food, and then I got stuck here in California. So I'd rather be out in Ohio or Indiana or the Midwest because I really dig the Midwest. Kentucky's cool. Tennessee's cool. Really, I truly dig the Outer Banks in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
That's just such an epic place. And they have a place, you can camp there too. They have an RV park right there. So,
yeah. Here, Linda Barker, pineapple and pancakes.
Could happen, Linda. You never know how much rum in a glass that translates into pineapples on pancakes.
That's right. Yeah, and see, Britton Homestead. A nice idea. You have 14 acres in North Georgia. Come on out and set up camp. See?
There you go.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. And then you get some visitors and stuff like that. And Nomad Unbroken loves Kentucky. And RV Weekends lived in Kill Devil Hill.
I think I've talked to RV Wookie because I love Kill Devil Hill. I wish I could buy a house out there and rent it because I could rent that year round probably.
Mm-hmm.
Pay for everything I want to do. But I really like Kill Devil's Hill.
Right. Now you were
$40,000 a week house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of helped.
You were in the military for a little while, right?
Yes, sir. I was in the Marine Corps. We somebody thought it'd be a great idea to give me a tank. It was awesome.
I bet. No, were you the driver or the person loading it, or?
I drove it. I loaded it. I got the fire. I'm one of the only people in Fort Knox, Kentucky that probably went deer hunting with a tank.
That's awesome. Then did you get any? There wasn't much deer left after a hit.
Fortunately, I did get a deer. It was before you. All the hate mail, please send to Bob's Adventure. He's right over.
Yep, it's right down here on the bottom.
The story. It was late at night, Fort Knox, Kentucky. We were going through tank school for the United States Marine Corps, and it was 2 a.m. It was raining, and we were shooting off the M1A1s, 120 millimeter main gun rounds, and I think I had a Sabo, which is a giant depleted uranium dart. And our targets were heated at night, and we would use thermal imaging to see the targets. So I'm scanning down range with my eye in the gunner's chair in the sight. The staff sergeant was sitting behind me with his knees in the back of my head, and we were scanning back and forth left and right, and I was waiting for my target to pop up to hit it with the laser and then shoot it with the main gun. And I saw a deer, and it was a cute little just deer drinking from a brook. Remember, all the hate mail goes to him. The target popped up, and the range officer yelled fire, and I told the staff sergeant over the intercom that I'm on a deer, and he said he didn't care, and he fired, and then he kicked me in the back of the head, so I had to fire the main gun, and I cooked, cleaned, and skinned the deer all at one time.
I was going to say, there's not much left of a deer if it gets hit with a tank shell.
I didn't want to do it, but I had to. So, yeah, I went deer hunting without tags in a tank.
Yeah, that's man. If you could have got that on camera, I bet that was a sight to see.
I don't like, even when I ran over the squirrel with the RV. I don't like. I got that on video.
Yeah.
We said a little prayer after I ran over its head.
So what other wild things did they have you do while you were in that tank?
Well, we used to okay, so my dad was Air Force. He was a pilot in Vietnam, and the tank was highly classified, but I graduated second out of my class out of Fort Knox. So I had a choice of where to go. And I went over to the great state of Tommy, California, to the awesome area of 29 Palms. And got picked up by the battalion commander. Long story short, my mom and dad, I wanted them to show off, what their son was doing. They lived in California. They could drive up and see us. So I asked the battalion commander, and everything was still really classified, if they could get a ride in the tank, if they could see the tank. And my dad was crawling all over this Abrams, and my mom was crawling all over the Abrams, and we were showing everything off. And the tour was done, and they were turning around to walk away. They were going to take me out to lunch. And we used to wear flight suits like you would see in the fighter pilots, the Nomax in the tank. So I threw him the flight suit and a bulletproof vest and a helmet. And I said, go ahead and put this stuff on. We're going for a ride. And my mom was like, no, we're not. And I said, yeah, we are. She goes, is it safe? I said, well, not if I'm driving. And we loaded him up, put my mom in the gunner's seat. And my dad got to stand in the loader's hatch. I went down to the driver's hole. And the sergeant got up in the commanders, and we took him down what we called, affection was the wash ramp in 29 Palms, where it's whoop-de-doos and stuff. And I got on the intercom, and I said, do you want an e-ticket ride or do you want a normal ride? My dad, being a fighter pilot, said, I want an e-ticket ride. My mom goes, don't you freaking dare. I said, it's e-ticket all the way. So I opened it up. It's 70 tons. It does about 45 miles an hour. And we hit our first jump, which I got at about 10 feet off the ground.
Wow.
My dad was standing in the loader's hatch yelling, holy crap, we're all going to die. My mom, she's going, what's going on? And when we landed, it just rocked back and forth gently like in a Cadillac because it's all computer controlled. So it was, they absolutely had a great time. We took my mom out to the gunnery range where she could laze and track targets at 2 miles away on the highway. So she was tracking cars driving down 29 Palms Highway. And that was some of the crazy stuff we did and putting beer cans in the smoke grenade launchers. I got in trouble for that.
Yeah. You launch a beer can out when you're trying to launch a smoke grenade. It usually doesn't work out too well.
Andrew got a little PO'd at that. And then in the when I was stationed in Japan, I got accused of, I was dating a Russian stripper when I was in Japan. Of course, it's Papa Drew, right? And,
yeah.
I had my driver's license and I could drive. So I took her to, picked her up, took her to see the atomic bomb, Nagasaki. Mm-hmm. Took her to see that and it was really cool. It was really humbling and drove her home. And then I returned the car like an hour or two later. And I got called into the captain's office and standing in front of the man, he asked me, he goes, did you steal a car? And I looked him right in the eyes and said, sir, I live on an island. Where would I go with it? It's like, hello, what am I going to do with this car? And he tore up my driver's license right there on the spot. And I asked him, I said, does this mean I'm not running chow? And he threw me out of his office. So those are some of the stuff that we did when I was in the service.
Oh, man. It's people like you that are around, though, that make life much more interesting. Like he probably had tons of soldiers before, but he remembers tearing up your license. I can guarantee that. He remembers that guy that he had to tear the license up.
Oh, I bet you he does. He was pissed because he didn't get anybody to feed the grunts out on post.
Yep. So how was Japan for you? Because my dad was over there when he was in the service. Was it a eye-opening experience to see another culture and how they live?
For the first 3 or 4 months, absolutely. But after that, it was great because during they had parades and stuff. It worked out really good because I was like the tallest one in every parade. I could see over everybody's head and stuff, so that was cool.
That's why I always want to go there, just so I could be like the tallest one wherever I went.
Their culture's a lot different than ours. You can buy beer out of vending machines walking down the street.
You can buy a lot of things out of vending machines there now.
Panties. You can buy used women's panties out of vending machines.
Yep.
I don't know what they're doing with them, but you can absolutely buy them. Sorry, I have bad eye.
Oh, it's all right.
Yeah, but I mean, the sushi was great. The yakisoba was amazing. You know, hoka hoka bento. I learned how to speak. I was learning how to speak the language and stuff, which was great because um, I could pick up the girls when they called in to ask for the Marines.
Mm-hmm.
When I was on post, I could talk to them in Japanese. So I never not had a date because I was the smart one that learned the language and picked
Yeah.
it up quick. Yeah. So there was a lot of Marines trying to figure out why their girlfriends were breaking up with them all the time. And I was always on a date with
Yeah.
girlfriends. Yeah. No, this isn't a Fi-Fine mic. This is it's another mic that I had before Fi-Fine. I only had the wireless ones.
Yeah.
I actually donated them to Living Light RV.
And not too happy with Fi-Fine anyway. So, and Nursing a Travel Bug says you don't need to be travel to be taller than anyone. Oh, I'm glad for you. And after me today is Roy and Becky, and they were in here, so their internet should be working for next RV weekends. When you look at, like, what's your process for coming up with a video? Is it just an idea that you have, and then you structure out how you want to film it?
Yeah, so I'm approaching videos a little different than I have in the past, and it seems to be working a little better. I'll think of something that I want to film, the bacon pineapple, whatever. I'll think about something. I'll see something will trigger me, and I'll say, I want to do that. Then the next thing I do is I go ahead and I'll research on YouTube the keywords for that and see how the SEOs and everything works for that. And then I'll sit back and I'll think, okay, let me think about a thumbnail and a title, and those get done before I even film anything. Of kind of picture what my thumbnail might look like, and I got a whole process on that. And then my title, then I'll go ahead and film it from what I think the viewer wants to see or how the viewer's going to react. If you watch my fire, I had 5 minutes to evacuate, which, by the way, I got demonetized on that video because of the Beavis and Butthead, but I didn't really care. Again, I make them for the audience. I don't make them for my pocket. So, because that just fit that video of telling the story of the major fire that was coming through and threatening my family, and we have 5 minutes to get out. But then I don't like the hardcore drama in the videos. I like to make people laugh and smile and have a good time, and then try and tell a story at the same time of doing all of that. It's kind of my niche. And putting Beavis and Butthead into a fire video that's really intense and scary, it worked out. I made that work. You know what I'm saying? And it got from the beginning to the middle to the end and made people laugh, and then actually made people think that, you know what, I'm going to put a bug out bag next to my my RV. I'm going to make something where I can grab and go. And I got some comments on that, and that kind of was like, okay, cool, I helped somebody out. So I'll think about that, and then I'll go ahead, and once I have the title and kind of thinking about from the audience, then I'll go ahead and shoot it. And it's not, I don't script. When I shoot stuff, it's all off the cuff and off the top of my head, and I'll go ahead and film it. And I cut out a ton of I should put the bloopers in because they're funny, but some of the bloopers I couldn't say on YouTube. They're not kid friendly. But we'll do that, and then I'll go ahead and cut it out, and I'll try and make my videos between. I'm trying to make them 10 to 15 minutes long. I keep getting 7 to 8 minute videos out of everything by the time I cut it down, because when I'm editing and I'm doing a whole thing, shooting the video is one thing, and being creative and thinking about it creatively and from how the audience wants to view it and how you want to market it and wrap it up is one kind of aspect of making a YouTube video. The other aspect is the editing. And you can tell a great story on a badly shot video through awesome editing.
Mm-hmm.
You can really do that. So when I'm doing editing and stuff, I like to my transitions and stuff no more than 3 seconds. when I'm talking to the audience, no more than like 8 seconds, 5 to 8 seconds of talking, and then I'm on to the next scene. Then I'm on to the next scene, and then I'm on to the next scene. I try and do it rapid fire succession because you got to remember when you're shooting from the audience standpoint, right? The audience doesn't have a high retention rate, and they don't want to see you lecturing at the audience. The audience wants something from you. They want value added. So when you're editing and filming a video, if you keep it rapid fire succession while giving a message to them, that video is going to take a lot better than a video of me just sitting here talking with somebody or talking with them.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And I was going to say, if you are talking, when you're talking about the value added, make sure what you're talking about has value to it.
Right. So when I'm doing the whole Beavis and Butthead thing, well, the scene just before that, I was talking about camping up there for a week. So then the Beavis and Butthead scene rolled in, which kind of, in my mind, gave more, I don't know how you even say it, but it ingrained what I was talking about just the sentence before better with comedy. Because if I can make somebody laugh and smile, they'll remember me after they leave. I guarantee that. I will guarantee if you do that.
Either make them laugh or make them angry. Either two of those, they'll remember you.
Right. I would rather make them laugh and smile. Hey, pause and effect.
Yeah. Pause and tumbleweed RV life. Yeah. What are videos that you thought were going to do better and didn't? Like, which one of yours that you thought, man, this is going to be a hit, and it just flopped?
I did an RV video and I thought it was really creative, and I really liked it. Was personal defense in your RV or whatever, and I did it with all. I don't know if you saw that, but it's all memes. It's all GIFs. I did a whole video with just GIFs. I've done 2 like that, and it's epically funny. And the voice that's using it, because I use a roving reporter, is my voice on a voice changer recorded for YouTube.
That's awesome.
So the whole thing is done. It's all me. And it was done at 2 a.m. because I couldn't sleep. So I got up and the creative juices were flowing. I said, I'm going to make a video with all GIFs. And I did. Off of Giphy is where I got all the GIFs. And then I edited it and put it together. And it's absolutely freaking hilarious. And I thought I was going to do a lot better than it did. And it did all right. But it's freaking funny.
Right. And for those that are, when I'm asking you how well they're doing or whatever, we've talked before, but if you kind of want to have an idea of how many views it takes to get any sort of cash, you were telling me before it's about 1,000 views is about $20.
Yeah, somewhere in that neighborhood. Yeah.
So if you guys are looking and you're going, oh, once I get monetized, it'll be all right. Well, unless you're getting 1,000 view videos, you're not going to be making that much per video.
Yeah, you really got to be swinging for the fences and hitting the home runs on the videos to get monetized. And then you got to be careful of, like, what I do is I'll go out just because it fits a narrative, and I'll take some stuff and chop it up a little bit and throw it into my videos just because I find it funny, and it just tells a story. And I like to make people laugh and smile, And if I do that, I feel if I've made you laugh and smile and walked away with that dude's freaking crazy, or that I can't believe Drew just did that, I've done my job as a YouTube creator.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep. Because then your name's stuck on their head. That's what you want most of all.
And to have Drew stuck on you is something that you can't wash off. Ask him.
Yep.
Hippie knows, because I've been stuck on Hippie.
Yep. No matter Hippie, man. And that's somebody that's been around for a while, and I've enjoyed Hippie. And what has been your favorite Make Us Laugh Friday episode so far? Pause once to know.
I like the Brazen Brits one with the WAG. That's been a funny one. The Traveling Robert was funny just because it was out of his comfort zone, and I like doing that. I like taking people and putting them out of their comfort zone a little bit, and not in a mean way, but in a way that they kind of have to really express themselves and their true person comes out. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a great interview coming up Thursday. Everybody, I hope you're there. I get to do what Bob's doing to me and actually interview Van Life with Gina Payne, and I'm so looking forward to that. And I do like Bob does. I will go back and I will start binge watching, and Gina knows I'm doing it, but I'm binge watching her from her very first video, which was 11 months ago, to her most recent video. I will watch those and I will take stuff out of there and ask. When I did the interview with the Brazen Brits, they didn't realize that I had talked to the Wayward Wags, which are really good friends with them. And I started asking them, so who brought the goat home? And Natalie had no idea that was coming. And she's like, oh, you've been talking to the Wags. Absolutely. I'm interviewing you. That's what I should do.
Yep.
I dig that. I dig putting people a little bit putting them back on their heels a little bit, and then watching them come forward and actually bring out the real person.
Yeah. And that's exactly why I like to research this stuff, so that people don't go, this is just some guy that wants to talk to me. Like, no, I watch your stuff and I want to know like the specifics. And that's what I really liked and enjoyed about your channel. And if Roy and Becky are on, please put their link down here. I'm not sure if they're going on or not, and I haven't seen it yet. So if they are, please put it in the chat. But I really enjoy asking you the questions about the after monetized part, because that part never really gets shared, right? You'll hear from like really successful YouTubers about the monetization part, but never the transition when you first start going into that part. And so what has been your experience when you go into the monetization part? Are you seeing more promotion from YouTube for your stuff too?
So that's a couple part. Let me unpack that, because that's a huge question, and I want to really give an honest answer. So it's kind of like you ask out the pretty lady at the ball, right? In high school, I got to get the guts up, the huevos up to ask that pretty lady out to the ball, and she finally says yes. And oh my God, I just got 1,000 people and my 4,000 watch hours, and I got my pretty lady, and we're going to go to the ball. So you get your limo, you go to the ball, and then you spill fruit punch all over the front of you. And you're just like, damn, really? I just worked incredibly hard for a long period, like for me, and I got my 1,000 people, my 4,000 watch hours. Now you're telling me that I have to get verified with YouTube on your bank account, and your channel has to be verified and looked into. All right, cool. Then the pretty lady gets mad at you for spilling punch not only on yourself, but on her dress, right? So now you're like, all right, cool. I got verified by YouTube. Now I got to get my bank account verified and get all that information done. And then we can go to the next step of being paid by YouTube. So then you get your pretty lady, you get in the limo, and you're starting to get a little bit of hot and heavy, and she says, you know what, you're just not my type. And you're just like, I can't win. YouTube, I got to make $100, and then you got to send me a PIN number in the mail, and then I got to put it in, and then I got to get re-verified on YouTube for the bank account. And then, and only then, are you your creator that's been fully vested. Yeah, that's how the system works.
See, I didn't even know about the mailing of the PIN number.
Oh yeah.
So that's gonna affect when I can take off then, because I gotta stick around for that.
Here you go. Here's the mailing. I'm telling you, the AdSense, they send you the thing. So
well, I already have AdSense. So if that's what you get to send the PIN number for.
Yeah, but they have to send you a hard copy. This.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I'm giving you, here's what so it's not the 4,000 and then the 1,000. Oh no, nay, I say. There's a lot more behind the scenes to do it. So once you get all that done, then you have to do YouTube videos that actually get seen and want to get seen. and shared and viewed. And once you get $100 worth of stuff, $100 worth of AdSense revenue, then they'll cut you a check into your bank account. Now, there's two ways of getting over the $100. You can do a live stream with super chats. That'll do it. That's how I got over it. Because I still haven't seen any money from any ad revenue on just videos. And I have, I don't know how many, over 100 something videos in my my repertoire.
Right.
And they're getting, I'm getting a lot. I'm getting over 500 views every 48 hours on stuff. So that's how that's working. So the best way, if you want to make some money on YouTube, is to put on one hell of a chat. Hopefully your subscribers want to give you a little bit of a tip, which I don't see. Like mine, I do 20% goes to vets, and then the rest honestly go back into the channel. That's how that works. So when I hear and see people, I just roll my eyes when they say, I'm going to get monetized and I'm going to do a full-time business and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that on YouTube. I'm just like, knock yourself out, man. When reality comes a knocking, I want to hear about it. I want to hear the truth of what really happens to the YouTubers versus what Cloud9 is telling you. And I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, and I don't mean to there's a ton of ways to make money on YouTube. I get it. I don't do YouTube to really make money. Tips are appreciated. I love that because it goes to help the vets. I do YouTube to make people smile, to laugh, and it's a stress relief for me, and it's a hobby. And then my kids, grandkids are going to see how crazy this fat dude called Papa Drew's RB really was in real life. The other thing, too, is my wife goes, we've never been to that campground. Hold my beer. I did a review on that. She goes, oh, yeah, I remember that. So,
Win arguments with your wife then, too. That's another.
That's it, man. Yeah. I mean, it's a process. And you can do it. And I don't want to discourage anybody because I want everybody to be creators. I want everybody to be successful. If you want help, just ask. If you want to do a collaboration, ask me. If I can do it, I'll do it. I'll help you.
It's better to have a realistic situation.
Yeah. I just don't want anybody to be like, all of a sudden they get to all this and they work real hard and then it pops.
Yep. Well, we ran over time a little bit, so and then Hippie says super chats, members, affiliated links, and then ads is how it rolls for him. So I'm gonna play the outro video. Stay with me, Drew, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stop waiting for life to happen and make life happen. Later.